kind of guy that doesn't like to mix it up with other boats. He just sails fast. This is a man that's been around the world 3 times, has done an Olympic campaign. And we've got a penalty here to Luna Rossa Swordfish. So Iker Martinez has a penalty against him. So the boats that seem to be sailing along the city front are going a little bit better. Now there's probably a little current going right to left on the screen and less of it along the shoreline. James Spittle still struggling toward the back of the pack.
Well, the way the points are here on Super Sunday, they supersize the points, so 40 points for the win. So if you crack out the abacus and do some quick math, it would be amazing. But as it stands now with Peter Burling in first, Ben Ainsley back in the pack, and Terry Hutchinson mired in 10th, Peter Burling could actually win the regatta this week.
Well, that would be a nice boost for his career at this stage in life.
Korea brings him on board, and in his first regatta, he comes out and wins it. That would be amazing.
Lean across an oracle, guys! Swing it down!
I like the sense of urgency on board as his crews talk to each other. Very short, 1, 2, 3 word sentences. The race right now between Outterich, Burling, and Perone.
Loading for the pressure! Pressure will build in 20!
So here's another cross. Remember, Outterich was behind Burling. He's still crossing the French.
3, 2, 1, and tack it!
Outterich goes around, trying to tack directly on the wind of the French to try and slow them down. You can see the French behind him. A good move by Outterich to slow the guy that was in second place down.
So basically covering the wind that comes the way of the French boat, and Nathan Outterich now in the lead.
And right in the middle of the screen you can see 4 boats right together. China is right there with Swordfish and New Zealand and Ben Ainsley being blocked by 3 boats ahead of him. So Ainsley struggling at the moment.
Dean Barker of New Zealand also mired there.
On board with New Zealand.
I'll look at the steer when we get up there.
Dean Barker's wind being blocked there.
3, 2, 1, and taking.
New Zealand is very close to the boundary, maybe even too close to the boundary, getting a possible penalty. No, China kept them out there. Now, when you get to the boundary, you're allowed to come back in. If a boat pushes you out, you get a penalty. That's what happened to China. A big mistake by Phil Robertson, the skipper of the China team.
So right now it is Outterich of Sweden out in front. Burling of Korea sitting in second, and Loic Perron of France now in third. Coops now creeping up, and Spittle also becoming a factor. Team USA in the middle of your screen.
This yellow line you see in the bottom of the screen there is the lay line, the direct course to the mark, on board with Spittle. Now, if there's anybody can call this correctly, it's John Kostecki. He sits all the way forward in the boat. That's where the tactician is, and he's looking to windward, trying to read the wind. The dark patches, as you look at that water, shows you where the wind is strongest. Stronger wind, you go faster. Now, we saw Spittle a month ago be in 9th place and worked his way up to second before the finish line to win the regatta. We'll see if he can do that again.
Korea starting to surge up once again on the left-hand side of Outterich.
Get it back on the wind.
The 2 teammates, Outterich and Burling, who worked together so effectively for the Olympic Games and got the gold and the silver, and here they are right at the top of the fleet.
There are the standings in the race right now. Sweden's Outterich out in front. Coops of the USA is sitting in second. Korea has dropped back to third. And then James Spithill has moved up to fourth. The most interesting development, though, is Sweden's Hutchinson is sitting in 7th place.
Got a force, Jimmy.
And if they stay in this position, surprisingly, James Spittle, even though he's in 4th, would win the regatta.
Pretty impressive if he's able to pull that, but we got a lot of sailing to go.
And one of the things that you always say, Gary, it's all about being consistent. And Nathan Outteridge has had a very consistent week to start off, but Spittle has come back strong the last 2 days.
We have a little room, right, for Jimmy, or what?
Wow, take a look at that. Is Russell Coots almost, he healed up quite a bit going underneath there. Now, it's very important to keep this hole. You see there's 2 holes on the catamaran. The windward hole just up out of the water, about 3 feet. If both holes are in the water, that's friction. It slows the boat down. If you heel over too far, you lose the effectiveness of the sail. So just keeping it up, no friction, and the sail's getting the most power is the way to sail these boats.
40 seconds.
So attack coming now for Coots before they get to the next mark.
You have to run across on a trampoline there. Russell Coots coming across and bouncing his way. And look at this, Coots going faster and faster. Now he has the right of way over Outteridge.
What are we doing? We're not trusting. Trim up hot. Trim up, trim up.
A lot of congestion in the back of the pack. It is Outteridge out in front. USA's Coots sitting in second place as they get very close.
Now Outteridge very close to fouling there. But under the rules, in this kind of racing, the boat that's making the maneuver does have the right of way. So Coots, Russell Coots, takes the lead. Outteridge is in second, and James Spittle very close with Louis Perron. Look at this, Hutchinson weaving his way through the mess. Berlin there is stalled out, rounding the left-hand gate, and Hutchinson goes right over the top. Nice move for Terry Hutchinson.
Terry Hutchinson, remember, is in the factor in the running to win the overall regatta for the weekend. He was mired in last place. What a comeback. Terry Hutchinson now sitting in 5th place.
Well, if you can pass 5 boats on 2 legs, why not pass another 4 with 3 legs to go?
All the way.
Yeah, Outteridge did foul Russell Coots there around the mark. It was a windward-leeward situation. The windward boat, Outteridge had to stay clear, and so he's got to drop back a couple of boat lengths, which will open the door to James Spittle. So the 2 American boats looking very strong at this time.
As we go on board with the defending America's Cup champion, James Spittle there, second from the left.
Little problem with the center board. You want to take that windward center board up so there's no friction with it in the water. And looking at this picture,